Welcome. This is D.L. Hughes from VelocityWriting.com, where you learn to write with speed, passion, purpose, and profitability. Many of my subscribers know I have a grad degree in communications and have been teaching writing, and editing client books for decades. With that background, I naturally think writing is an orderly process and certain rules apply. The purpose of rules is to provide clarity to readers. Nothing is more important than a reader saying, I understand. Now, some rules are important, some are not as important. Let's look at 3 rules I think matter. They are basic communication rules, punctuation rules, and rules we learn from famous writers. That's coming up in 5 seconds. Here's a rule you don't want to break. It's Communication 101, but I've discovered that many writers are unaware of this basic communication process. Here's a quick review. You have an idea. It appears in the form of a mental image and usually has sound. This is called a thought. When you understand your own thought, then no rules apply. You understand yourself. That's cool. However, if you intend to share your thought, you need to start following this procedure. The first step is to encode your thoughts into those symbols we call words. Then you need to articulate those rules in some way. But that's just half of the process. That's why the rule breakers fail. There's more. Your encoded symbols must be seen or heard. Then the other person must decode your message. If you're not following rules they understand, then you confuse them. Once a person is able to decode your symbols, they are able to think about your thoughts. A properly decoded message means you have successfully transferred your thoughts. Communication has not taken place until the exchange of thoughts has gone full circle. When you fail to follow these rules and you encode improperly, like including long, ponderous sentences and paragraphs, poor word selection, marginal grammar and punctuation, and so forth, then your readers can't easily decode your thoughts. Readers say, God, I wonder what in the hell the author's trying to say. Some writers say, well, the reader is too dense to understand what I'm saying. I'm not going to dumb it down. Well, the marketplace ultimately judges that attitude. There are punctuation rules. They enhance the encoding-decoding process. Writing is composed of words, sentences, and paragraphs. Punctuation is what transforms a jumble of words into meaningful thoughts. You see funny memes like this on Facebook that demonstrate the problem of ineffective punctuation. I like to think of punctuation like traffic signs. Sure, you may not think speed limit signs, stop signs, yield signs, or school zone signs apply to you, but you're going to cause havoc on the road if you don't observe them. And you'll create havoc in your writing if you ignore punctuation rules. Aspiring writers always ask successful writers for the keys to their success. Therefore, most successful writers from the dawn of time have offered their rules. I collect and do videos about them, and you can see my playlist in the description. Are they really rules? No, they are writing tips and techniques. All writers develop them over time. Usually these kinds of so-called rules make a lot of sense, and aspiring writers should consider adopting them. For example, Elmore Leonard said, "Keep your exclamation points under control. You are allowed no more than 2 or 3 per 100,000 words of prose." Oh, that's a great tip. Not only are exclamation points annoying to readers, but They are evidence of poor writing skills. Good writers use words to share the many facets of human emotion. Less skilled writers try to say it all with exclamation points. On the other hand, counterculture writer Jack Kerouac offered this rule. He said, "Work from pithy middle eye out, swimming in language sea." What does that mean? Well, it's pretty subjective. That may have been written in one of his alcoholic stupors, so you can feel free to ignore it. My point, gather all the so-called rules from successful writers. Many of them will be helpful. Adopt those that increase your readership and abandon those that don't. Yes, there are rules for writing. You must be able to follow those rules to transfer the ideas or scenes that are in your mind into the minds of your readers. A writer cannot create their own rules about how to do that. Human minds operate in a particular way. Major grammar rules are important too. You'll only confuse readers if you fail to use them in mostly customary ways. Other so-called rules are more fluid. That's why you want to be a constant student and learn as many rules as possible. Only then do you have the prerogative to change and adapt because, as always, knowledge is power. Have a great writing day.